Today I'm going to make a gents card. So welcome back to my craft room again. And I've got quite a bit of this tawny coloured cardstock, so I thought I would use that. And I thought that I would give it a black border. My focal point is going to be the centre here. And then what I did the other day, I saw someone on YouTube, I forget who, instead of using embossing powders, if you don't have any, if you add some clear sellotape to your cardstock, you will end up with what looks like embossing. So it gives a nice shiny finish. So I'm going to cut out a couple of more bits from the scrap bits of card that I've got. And then we'll have a look at what we're going to do in the middle to add a bit of effect to it. So I'll just cut these out and then I'll be right back. So again, it's just whatever paper you have, just add some clear sellotape and then you get a glossy finish. I will cut out a few of these pieces just so that I can layer them to give them more strength. Be right back. So I've cut out all the pieces that I want. Again, I'll just show you my tray. I've just got a box and put some magnetic card in, stuck it down inside with some double-sided tape. So now I've got all my die cuts in there instead of floating around my desk. So less chance of losing them. With it being magnetic, it does hold them in place quite well. Anyway, back to the card. So as I say, you have a nice glossy finish on. I have cut out some extra pieces just for backing, and then these are the circles out of the glasses die, and I thought I could probably use them on the actual card. So I'm just going to put that to one side a minute, and I'm going to mount this onto here. I've no idea where I'm going with this card. It was just an idea in my head to make a gents card. And I knew that I'd been given these dies by a friend that I hadn't used. So I could just rub off my pencil mark there. So that's my top panel. So now what I'm going to do is place some glue on my board, get my pastry brush again. Great way of adding glue to your little bits and pieces. So I'm just going to place the glue on the bottom layer. And then taking the top piece, just place that on top of there, and it just makes it so much easier. I don't end up with glue all over my hand. I'm just going to do a little bit of snipping on there where the sellotape is. If you can use the wider parcel tape, it obviously makes life a little bit easier. Add some glue to the hat. Place the other layer on top. And there you go. One hat. Do the same again with a moustache. And again, what they used to call these in the olden days. A monocle. Monocle? That's what I want to call it, a monocle. I think that's what they used to use instead of wearing glasses. So there we go, that's that one drying. Get the moustache put together. There we go. I just like to just makes them a bit thicker and stronger. There we go. So while those dry, I want to add something, but I think I really need to tie in the tiny colours that are there. And I know that I have a brush somewhere. Which has escaped me for now. I'll just find that. It will be on my desk in the most obvious place and you'll all be screaming, it's there, it's there. Let me just have a look for that. Okay, found my brush. It was lurking in my other holder. I'd moved it, I'd not put it back in my jar where I should have put it. So I'm just going to gently just build up some colour in the middle there. I'm actually going to put some ink on these dots. Might do some other effect on those as well in a minute. And add in another brown. Keeping it in the centre. And then, so I'm going for a look. So my last card was this one, where I just kept the ink in the background in the centre, not on the edge of the card. And then I'm going to work out what I'd like in the middle of it. So these little dots I might add some detail to in a minute. I've got a little bit of card, so it's just the inside, the corrugated bit, and I don't want too much of it. Might just pop it there, just in that corner, and then add the different pieces. but I feel like it needs a little bit more detail than that. So I have, I think what I'll do is distress this. And I'm not adding any ink to my ink brush. It's just the excess ink that's there. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a, oh, I might use some copper gilding wax for a change. Because I tend to always use gold, and I have a jar that's full of copper as well. So I'm just adding it to the raised pieces. I only need a really tiny bit. Makeup brushes, bit of double-sided sticky, and then I don't lose my brush. So, well, that's a bit better. Let's add a bit more detail. I've got this crackle effect stamp that I like to use. So I will get my scrap piece of card. And some slightly get a darker ink. Down this one. And the dots that are out of the centre of the glasses, I'm just going to add some crackle to that, and then I might add okay, and that's going to go there. A bit more there. Absolutely covered in ink now, but never mind. Okay. And maybe these dots can just be raised up on there. Don't like to waste anything. When it comes to card. Yep, I think that works really well like that. So all we've got to do now is assemble it. So I think I'll do the lower bits first. I'm not going to raise the hat up, I'm going to have it flat. Just with some glue. If you wanted to, you could put these through an embossing folder to just give them some detail. So far I think it's coming together okay. And I'm not going to stick this down, I'm just going to leave it raised up. More glue on there, just to ensure that it sticks. A bit more on the moustache, don't want it dropping off the card. There we have it. What do you think? I don't think I need to add those, so those will keep for another card. So I'll probably do the same effect again, but with a slightly different colourway. So that's all the elements that attached to the front of the card. And all I have to do is add it to there, and there we have it. A nice card for a gent done. Central point with your ink, and then add all your pieces on top. And if you have any stamps or anything to give different effects in the background, then use those. Use whatever you've got. Hope you enjoyed this card. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.